All right. Good morning. Another day. The sun is shining bright. However, it is like 44 degrees here. Sun just came out really. Where is it? Bright. Huh? That's funny. When I recorded, it looked like a speck. But here are the plants. They're still doing okay. They are struggling a little bit because I'm not using a lot of the fertilizer um, that they require, which I don't know. It's just I'm kicking myself in the butt because I don't want to use those harsh nitrates and stuff like that. So I'm having to find other means, like I'm using nettles, the dried nettles from the tea. I'm also using a mixture of 1 part pea, 20 parts water. So that's giving a lot of nitrogen. I've done research on it. It sounds disgusting, but it works. One of the issues that I ran into is over watering. I had to cut back. I noticed that the leaves started to turn yellow, and I know it wasn't from them getting the lack of water, but rather them getting too much water. You can kind of see here they're kind of turning just a little yellow, and that may be due to some bugs or whatever, because I have been uh, taking them outside to get to adjust to the weather. So they're yellow. I'm hoping that they turn up and come to. uh, I'm pretty sure the sun hit, they'll be okay, as it get hotter. But those are bell peppers. They're doing pretty good. I bought those from the store. I'm pretty sure they was fed a lot of, uh, nitrates and stuff like that because they're really thick. These are also some of the bell peppers. I don't know how long it takes, but they're coming along. These are my tomato plants. They're coming along. Um, One of the things I'm gonna get, or that I think I've already ordered, is some neem oil, uh, because the bugs are gonna have fun with these. They're gonna be outside, um, and so I heard a mixture of neem oil and soap will help these out. Now there is some yellowing going on, right here, a little yellow. And what I normally do, since I am going to be thinning these out, is I normally just pinch that off, um, and try to figure out what am I doing wrong in the process. So I'm pretty sure they're getting enough uh, nutrients, but I'll just remove some of the yellows, and I don't know. I'm gonna do some more research. The stems they're getting there, but it's 44 degrees outside, so I hope that don't harm them. Um, but you know, and these are the melons. I think it's a bug already on there. I just broke it. Imagine that. Wow. Um, it's kind of weird because they look like they turning brown. I may want to put these. I just killed one on national TV. I just killed one, but that's okay. They be competing anyway, so I just go ahead and pull him off. That way, that one won't have to compete too bad. So that's usually what you do anyway. You plant two in one thing, and the one that's struggling the most, you kind of get rid of it, and the one that's surviving. Um, but I plan on keeping as much as I can. And then here are the whatever the okra. They're doing okay. Brussels sprouts over there. I'm gonna have some time with those. I already know it. Um, these were actually laying down about to die. I put a little water on them, and they rose right up, so I knew it was a water deficiency. I'm also gonna be planting some peas, which I've been liking lately, and then we got some summer squash. I need to get these in the ground immediately. They do require full sun. These are drought resistant, so these are drought resistant, so that's pretty good. So they don't need a lot of water. This Georgia weather is something else, I tell you. These are bush type right here. They're summer squash. So I'm gonna plant those in. Let's see, April. Plant these in late. I'm planting all these in late March. April. These are supposed to be planted through February and April and September. So April, March, April. Let's see, January, February, March. Yeah. So late March, all of these will be planted, and I'm just gonna plant them directly outside somewhere and hope for the best. Like I said, this is my first garden, so I'm learning, and it gets fairly warm here, even though it's 44 degrees outside. It's early in the day. Temperature fluctuates a lot, so I do just bring these outside and let them get adjusted, so that when I do bring them out here, I don't think I'm gonna plant these in April. I think I'm gonna transport these in April, May, so they don't get all that water. Because April, yeah, it's gonna rain a lot, and that can really harm the plants when they get too much water. So they be in their little containers into May, and they'll go outside, and they'll be on their own to survive. Oh, another thing I wanted to show is uh, watering. I've gotten away from using filtered water, which they probably hate, but it's really hard to filter water these every day with the little filter that I have. So what I've researched is that the water that come out of our faucet or anywhere in the house is loaded with chlorine. When I'm taking a bath, I can actually smell it. The chlorine is so loud, um, and it's toxic. It's toxic to plants. So to kill it or to evaporate the chlorine, you sit a bucket of water out in the sun for about 1 to 2 days, and all that chlorine it evaporates and it just dissipates or whatever. So that's what I've been doing lately. I just sit a bucket of water out there for about 2 days. That gives me time enough to let those water or whatever, or about a day. About I watered these already, right? Early this morning with the chlorine free water, so to speak. And I think I'm gonna start doing 2 buckets, because the bigger they get, I think the more water they're gonna require. And so I think I'm gonna start doing 2 or 3 buckets of water. That way I have a backup. So yeah, that's my plan. Over here, these are the nettles, stinging nettles, and they they're coming up. I can kind of distinguish between the weeds and the nettles. If you look here, that is a stinging nettle. That's a stinging nettle. That's a stinging nettle. So they're coming up. And what's not stinging nettles are those. Those are like little plants that are getting into there from the roots. But either way, when I go to pick these out, you never know. What I'm gonna do is always wear my gloves. because you don't want stinging nettles on your hand. Yep, and I know they stinging nettles because they're coming up like crazy, like little babies, like that. And speaking of stinging nettles, I'm gonna take you inside and show you how I make my stinging nettles tea. All right, so here I am back in the house, and this is the stinging nettles. I'm not sure if I showed a video on this or not, but probably did. I just didn't upload it. But this is 1 pound. I ordered offline. It's dried. It's just like regular tea leaves. You know, that's what tea is, just a leaf. And what I do is, of course, boil some water. And just follow the directions. It says get two tablespoons in here. So I'll just dig in and get 2 tablespoons. Sometime a little more. And if you want to get creative, you can put it in little bags and strain it in your own tea thing, but you don't discard the stinging nettles. That's one thing you don't do. That's how I know that, whatever tea they be using, like Lipton tea and all that, I don't know how beneficial that really is. I really don't know what tea leaves it come from. But stinging nettles, you don't discard of the leaves because it's rich in nitrogen. They're nitrogen plants. They pull like all the nutrients out of the ground. So you need to make sure that whatever you plant them around, don't plant them around something like your regular plants, because they pull nutrients out of the ground and they're really high in nutrients. So what I do is I'll use sometimes the leaves a second time like this, and I've used this probably twice with some new batch, and then I'll just put that in there, and then I'll put that in my plant food, like a plant tea compost, and that's what I've been using for my nitrogen along with my pee. But what I'll do is just pretty simple and straightforward. Got some water that's boiling, and it's pretty darn hot, so I'm gonna try to be careful. And I pour about eight ounces. I kind of already know what 8 ounces look like in the thing. That's about a little over 8 ounces. So the duration is 8 ounces per 2 tablespoons. And then what I'll do is cover this up and let this seep for about 10 minutes. Give it a nice stir. I'll let that seep exactly for about 10 minutes. Let it get nice and seeped. And then I'll just put my strainer on top of my bottle here. I had to buy a bottle, just a BPA bottle, that I'll be using to drink out of versus plastic cups or whatnot. And then I'll just pour all the liquid in there, and then use a spoon to pour, squeeze the remainder off like that. And then I add some agave, and then I drink it. And this is cold right now, but it's tea is good cold or hot. And I must say it's some excellent tea. And yeah, so that's basically it. And like you seen outside, I'm growing my own nettles. This 1 pound bag can be pretty pricey, like 20 something dollars. So it's worth growing your own when it grows really wild and steadily, readily for you. Just have to be precautious when it gets like up in the adult things, because when it stings, it stings, and it's not poisonous, but it's annoying sting for like 2 or 3 days. And if you ever had like fiberglass or that stuff that you work around, if you ever had that in your skin, you know how annoying that can be. So that's it. That's my little update and my little tea thing about stinging nettles. And yeah, stay tuned for more updates. I probably won't do another one unless something dramatic happens with the plants, or I'm doing something else like planting my raised garden. So that'll be next. So subscribe, like this video, comment to stay, updated on future videos. All right, take care.